Hey everybody, and welcome back on Fox with FoxeoGames, and this is a Dark Souls remastered playthrough entitled Predatory Women. We look at this from a red pill perspective. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up. I would recommend reading The Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi. It's available on Amazon in digital or print version. I swear I just heard some footprints running through this area. Freaky and weird. Today, we're talking about predatory women, and specifically BPD and BD. There's borderline personality disorder and bipolar disorder. Piggybacking off what we were discussing last time, which is narcissistic personality disorder or narcissists, these three things are sort of they're not the official dark triad, but they're what I refer to as the dark triad. These typically are overlapping. They typically share a lot in common. They're very easy to confuse, and they have so many similar traits that if you mistakenly thought a girl was BPD, borderline personality disorder, when she's really narcissistic, or if you mistakenly think she's bipolar when she's borderline, it's basically the same reaction that you would make. You would interact with them in a very similar manner. So you can apply the same solutions to almost all three of these. Now, the best case scenario is that she's bipolar because there is medication for that. It is possible to not fix, but it's possible to control and maintain a bipolar girl. It's like depression. There are things people can do to work with it. I don't think depression is best resolved with medication. I'm not a fan of SSRIs or SSNIs or what. Come, get off me! Oh, it's stuck. There we go. I think those are best. I think depression is oftentimes a reaction to your circumstances. I think it's oftentimes something that can be controlled through diet, exercise, possibly some counseling, rethinking, reworking how you think and how you approach life. The level of sleep you're getting, your nutrition is very important. And some studies show that 30 minutes of exercise a day has as beneficial effect for people who report depression as taking depression medication. So, take it for what it's worth. But anyway, bipolar has stuff like lithium and Effexor that can be used to help stabilize these women. Although I would caution you against getting involved with a woman that has bipolar who makes it clear to you. If you can clearly tell she's bipolar, then what that means is that she's not hiding it. She's not treating it. It's what in the world is with all these bodies just getting stuck on? Get off. Woo, boy. Okay, there we go. That was a battle. So if she were treating it, if she had it under control, you probably wouldn't know it unless she just straight out told you and said, hey, by the way, I'm bipolar. Now, one thing they all share in common, well, I should say borderline and narcissists share in common very strongly, is that they love to gaslight, do what's called gaslighting, all one word. Today's drink of choice, gentlemen, is coffee, hot and black, ground fresh from Starbucks espresso beans. When it comes to coffee, the darker, the better. Alrighty. We're going to pour that into a mug, and I want you guys to hear this. As I pour right over my lap with steaming hot coffee. But you know what? I'm not having any more kids anyway, so. But yes, I still don't want to pour steaming hot coffee in my lap, obviously. Those of you that like dark black coffee, let me know. I don't put anything in it. Sometimes I put cream in it, half and half, or I get like a cafe latte or a flat white. I'm definitely a fan of milk and other milk products like cream. What about you? Gaslighting, what is it? It is particularly beloved. It is a particularly beloved strategy among both borderline personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder. Excuse me, sorry guys. Gaslighting is essentially when a woman attempts to make you question your own reality. When a woman tries to make you question whether what you see and hear and experience is actually real. She essentially tries to convince you that you're crazy, you're the problem, you're the issue, you're the narcissist, you're the borderline personality, you're the bipolar, you're the one with the mental health issue, you're the one doing all the bad stuff. That's the goal. We don't need that Firekeeper Soul, so we might skip it, because it's going to be very difficult to get through there and not get poisoned or toxified with no shield. It would give us 5 humanity, but honestly, we have a ton of humanity. We have 62 humanity, guys. We don't need 5 more. We're not going to use all that. We're going to get more than we use in this playthrough. The humanity will just keep increasing. So, gaslighting involves things like them saying, and everybody does some element of gaslighting, so you have to put it all together. But essentially it's, I didn't say that. I never did that. I never said that. I don't know what you're talking about. You're the one that's crazy. Do you realize how crazy you sound? You're insane. You need help. You need to get counseling. You. And it all comes together in a way where if you care about the person, you start to question your own reality. You start to question, did she really say that? I mean, you were there. You heard it. You heard her say, oh, damn, I didn't know you saw or heard me. Oh, I'm pretty sure I dodged that. But whatevs. Here we go. I got really close to dying. That's not fun. And get him again. I'm surprised how little this does on the backstab. Oh, you know what? The Dark Silver Tracer does much more. We could try switching it up, because that's actually the way it's supposed to be. Let's do that for a bit. I need to put this in the bottomless box. I need to go get the bottomless box, unless I have it from New Game. And then we'll ninja roll like a ninja. 2 Hornet Rings. I don't think these rings stack. Most, if not all of the rings, or most of the rings do not stack, if not all of the rings do not stack. I think that's the way to say that. Dung pie. For those moments when you feel like eating shit. Alright, anyway. Gaslighting also involves them saying things like, well, you told me, you said, remember when you... And they invent stuff that never happened. What they'll say never actually happened. And that's important because, again, it's all about creating... Yeah, that does more, but not, like, enough to... Oh my goodness, that's weak. Oh shit. I'm seeing if I can toxify him, but he's either immune to it or very resistant. Yeah, just not liking that. I'm pretty sure that's the way Kieran actually holds her weapons. Because you cannot get the toxic effect from the Dark Silver Tracer by holding it in the left hand. But that's just the way I prefer it, because also you can do this. You can parry. I don't think you can parry with the gold Tracer. I keep wanting to say gold silver Tracer. With the platinum Tracer. Really, this is mainly just a 2-handed gold Tracer build, but it is what it is, you know? Very excited about the possibility of Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC. I even saw an article someone wrote about how Bloodborne should come to PC, although I really don't see that happening. But if Sony's going to bring God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn, then please, by all means, Bloodborne away. I'd be so thankful for that, because I do not have a PlayStation 4 at this time, so I'm really getting away from the consoles. The only reason I still have a 3DS, a Vita, and a Switch is because they're portable, so that I can play with my son. That's really about being able to play games with my son. Not, I don't really play much on him anymore. I can tell you though that of those 3, the one I've played the most, the one I've found has the coolest games collection and library, is actually the Vita. Now the Switch may catch up to the Vita in time, but the Vita has a ton of awesome games, including exclusives. It's especially cool if you are interested in those few Sony exclusives, like not The Last of Us, Uncharted. If you want the Killzone game, those are only available on there. And then also, what else? There's a version of Borderlands 2, but that's not exclusive. There's another exclusive game that's really, Soul Sacrifice. Only on that. That's a really great game. If you are interested in it, look it up on Epic Name Bros YouTube channel. He talked a lot about how awesome it was. He really liked it as well. So, here we are. Back up here. We've opened up the way to Sin's Fortress. Gaslighting, again, used by narcissists a lot, used by borderline personality disorder women, and they probably use it without knowing it or without being super aware of what they're doing. So just know that ahead of time. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go... No, actually I'm not. I was going to go kill Pinwheel for the right of kindling, but I do not want to... Yeah. I wouldn't want to sit at any of those bonfires and then get stuck down there without being able to warp out. So I could do it in one shot without sitting at the bonfires. Yeah, let's try it. This is all about doing stuff out of order. And because of the risk of dying, just falling off or getting hit, let's use some of these to level up. Oh, that sucks. Even in New Game Plus, they don't give you more than they give you in New Game. The Soul of Sif, we're not going to need. Soul of Priscilla, I'd like to turn that into a dagger. I don't think that gives you any souls, does it? How much will that give us? Okay, so we'll need another one of those. I think we're going to need another one, but let me go check. Here we go. So gaslighting is all about them making you question your reality, telling you you're wrong. No, you're the problem. It's actually you that's doing all this. It's not them. They never said that. They never did that. They also lie to you about your family and friends. They tell you that, oh, your family knows what you're like. They know what you do. This is actually a really common thing that they say. I've actually experienced this with a narcissistic woman who had NPD. And she would pretend... She would lie about other people and what they were saying about me. And it was never true. But, you know, when you're that deep into a relationship, when you still actually care about the person, about her, then it's easy to fall into that trap. It's easy to mistakenly think that, let's change the order. We're going to move humanity down here. Yeah. And then move that humanity down there. Okay. Kind of group those together. Why did I come here? Oh yeah, level up. Forgetting stuff already, aren't I? Let's do a point into strength, because we are going to do probably a New Game Plus 1? Or is that New Game Plus 2 at that point? How do we do the counting? Does it go New Game Plus 1? Or does it go New Game Plus, New Game Plus 2? Is there an assumed plus 1 in New Game Plus? Anyway, I might do another playthrough on this character and do an Ornstein playthrough, because I believe we have all that on this character, right? We don't. That's the other character. Okay. So maybe not. We'll see. And here we go. We are going to try it. We're going to try to make it happen. We're going to try to get that right of kindling, just so that if we feel like we need more Estus, we can get more, because we're going to take a lot more damage. This is New Game Plus, after all. Remember how many hits it took before? Now it's 2 shots. Nice and easy. So be aware of gaslighting. They will tell you your family and friends. They will lie about what other people said. They will say that everyone's on their side. They'll say that everyone agrees with them, that your mom knows that you're a bad person just like she knows you're a bad person. And of course, they're more specific. I mean, they're going to give you specific details like, I've already talked to your mom about you, and she agrees with me about how you act and what you do, and everyone knows you're just a horrible abuser, or everyone knows that you're a liar, and she'll be the liar, but she'll claim that you're the liar. I have to see if I have a divine weapon. I probably should have checked that beforehand, huh? Oh, that roll was really off, but I got oh, nice. I got lucky in that it didn't hit me for some reason. I don't know why it didn't. It should have, by all accounts. All right, so here we go. We're going to do the hop down. I hope I remember how to do it. We are not going to go the long route. So another thing about narcissist is that gaslighting. Keep that in mind. We didn't discuss it last time, but it's definitely a tactic about both narcissists and borderline personality disorder women. Bipolar, typically not so much. Bipolar typically tends to be all over the place. Bipolar in borderline personality disorder are both best characterized as being mentally and emotionally unstable. They can be all over the place. They can go from I love you and everything's great to happy, and then suddenly everything's horrible and they hate you and they hate the world. And what in the world? Where did he go? Oh, I didn't know. Since when does he hang on. Since when does he wander? He's always standing right there. I've never seen this before. I have no idea why he would be wandering around. I'm pretty sure I have never, ever seen him wander off like this before. Or for that to be up? Guys, what is going on? What is happening? Seriously, what is going on? What is this? Who am I? I just don't understand. I don't understand. And skulls are blowing up? I have no idea what's going on, guys. Nothing makes sense anymore. There we go. Okay. Oh, shit. Hopefully he'll sit there and attack, or try to attack me. And fail. That'd be nice. In hindsight, oh, he's going to keep getting back up. That's right. Come on. Come on. There we go. Finally. Oh, no. No, I forgot they could do that. Was that him back there? Yeah, look, there he is. Gotta get him. Come on. Oh, what is it? Going under his armpit? Seriously? Woo, boy. I played that a little sloppy, and it almost got me killed. Almost got me killed. Come here. Come here, you douche nozzle. What the heck? Come on. What are you doing? Why are you acting so differently? Why is everything acting differently? Why is everything so different? My expectations have been just blown away. Oh my goodness, there we go. Finally. Red and white round shield, nice. Best shield in the game, just kidding, sucks. Alright. Oh, perfect, almost perfect timing. He still got me. But thanks to my woof ring, I got the poise to handle it. So now we... yeah, right here. Right? We're gonna drink up. Just because we can. I think the best way is to backstep off of this, but this also works. You just hope that... Oh, no. Oh, shoot. Golly, that was garbage right there. Ugh. I'm not good at doing the quit out, but that was complete and utter bullshit. That's 100% game fail. Geography fail. Onto the borderline personality disorder or bipolar. They may swing wildly in their moods, particularly the bipolar. The bipolar I think they used to call it manic depressive disorder. This is the type that, I'm going the wrong way. This is the type that can go from like super happy, everything's great, like they're out there, they're crazy, like women may go out and buy everything in a shopping spree, rack up $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 on a credit card bill. She may quit her job and feel like it's time for her to, follow her dream of becoming an actress, and she might start driving off to Hollywood. Those are extreme examples. Or she might go out and spend a couple $1,000s buying art supplies because she's going to become a painter, and then in a day or two, like, she just forgets all about that, and it's like that never happened. And she pretends like, no, she never said that, she never did that. So, then there are highs and lows. The highs are very high, the lows are very low. And during a bipolar woman's lows, you may find her focusing on you as the negative influence in her life. She may see you as the problem, as the bad guy, as the source of her low. So she may become violent. although that's less likely in bipolar than it is borderline. Borderlines become violent. Borderlines are typically violent. Not always, but they're generally going to be violent. That includes women, of course. Yes, we're discussing women. They will be physically violent. They will use violent language. They may threaten to kill you if you try to leave them. They may threaten to get like an ex-boyfriend or ex-husband to come kill you. They may threaten to hurt your children, even their own children. She may threaten to kill her own children if they're yours to get back at you. She may threaten to kill herself. That's common as well. She may have had one or more instances of attempted suicide. Okay, are we gonna... Okay, there, we did it. And, which way is it? Is it this side or the other side? It's one of these sides. I think it's this side, yeah. Woo! You know what? You can follow me down if you want to, but I'm going down. Now, they often do follow you down, so be ready for it, guys. Be ready for a skeleton to drop down here. And... let's see. Now, if I were in human form, I forgot, I would have Paladin Leroy right here. Shit. Alright. This might work out if I don't get slammed from behind. That's what she said. Anyway, let me get in here. Alright, here we go. Love the mask on this thing. Very cool looking. Alright, so we should be able to take out Pinwheel in one fell swoop. Just run in there, slap, 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 slash, 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 and be done with it. So we'll see how that goes. Alright. Interesting, there is no ring that just straight up increases your damage. They all have conditions on them. Oh, it didn't work. Dang. I don't think this is the real one, but we're going to try it. Yeah. Done. Alright. Because of his additional health, it took a little longer than expected. Mask of the Fodder. We got the Fodder's mask. Let's get out of here. We're done with this. So the borderline can be violent and volatile. She suffers from an instability. Borderlines tend to be very insecure. The bipolar tend to be very impulsive. Now, the borderlines can be impulsive, but definitely that is a characteristic of bipolar. Bipolar is the one that can be managed with medication. Borderline cannot. Borderlines have impaired social judgment. And because of that, what will often happen is that they will perceive things differently than the average person might. So if you tell her that you're going to go hang out with your buddies just for a bit, you're gonna stop by the pub, drink a few beers, whatever the case may be, or you're just going to hang out with some friends for a little while, she may perceive that. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going next. Where are we going now? Oh, I know. She may perceive that as you abandoning her. You're running off to be with another woman. She's going to be very suspicious. Borderlines tend to think that everything is suspicious, everything is questionable, everything needs to be concerning. So if you say, well, I'm going to go out with some friends, I'm going to go out with my buddies, even if you tell her who you're going out with and where, she may not believe you. She may think you're going to run off with some woman. They tend to generate suspicion out of nothing. And if you do anything that could even remotely make her question you, she will question you. Whether she does it verbally or not. She may accuse you of cheating on her repeatedly. She may accuse you of a lot of things. And sometimes your general feeling will be like, what? Where's this coming from? I haven't done anything to earn this kind of suspicion. Well, you haven't. Most likely you haven't. But she's going to have it anyway. She's going to be suspicious. She may show some similar signs to narcissism, so just be ready for that overlap as we talked about. And with bipolar and with borderline, they tend to take a lot of risks, and they tend to oftentimes be self-destructive, particularly borderline. Borderline personality disorder women often hurt themselves as much as the people around them. They have destructive behavior, which could include risky sex, So she may just run off and suddenly just start sleeping with an old flame. She may run off with an old boyfriend, an ex-husband. She may one day, and this is true for bipolar, just decide to go to a club and pick up a guy or get a guy, even if she's in a long-term committed relationship, even if she's married. Because she'll often go through these phases where she just feels like she needs to do something. She's got to get out. She's got to do something. You know, she may feel like, oh, I'm trapped by this relationship. And so she feels like if she runs off and has intimacy, let's say, with another man, then that's her sort of showing herself that she's not trapped. And that doesn't mean that you did anything. Because remember, guys, don't place the blame on yourself unnecessarily. Take responsibility, but don't take blame for others. Do not take blame for others. Men love to take responsibility for things they're not responsible for. Don't. It's not a strength. It's a weakness, okay? So she may blame it on you, but what she's really doing is she's running off and doing her own thing, trying to show herself that she's still got it. She can find other men. She can still be secure. She's not trapped. If you leave her, she can find other guys, but she's still going to be completely insecure. With borderline women, not as much bipolar. Depends on what stage the bipolar's in, the manic stage, whether high or low. With a bipolar, there's a high degree of likelihood. I'm sorry, borderline. With a borderline personality disorder woman, there's a... What in the world? That was a ton of damage. There's a high degree of likelihood that she will not tolerate you leaving her. If you try to end the relationship, she's the type that will show up to your place unannounced. She's the type that will stalk you. She's the type that may try to attack you. She's the type that will send you 20, 30 text messages a day, call you, show up at your job. She's the type that will call your friends and family and make up lies to try to get in contact with you. She will stab you in the back as best as she can. She will turn on you 100% when things go bad. And if you suddenly like give in and have a moment of weakness and try to take her back, she may very well accept that and take you back. Even though during the time that you were trying to, quote, abandon her, she saw you as a horrible, horrible person and her mortal enemy and the worst father and the worst husband or the worst boyfriend in the world. And you'll suddenly be in a relationship with her again because you got weak and you felt lonely and you just gave in, or you just needed, you know, the physicality of what she offered you. You jump back into the relationship and then everything's all honky-dory again. She acts like everything's fine. You're no longer the mortal enemy. You're no longer the horrible father, horrible husband / boyfriend / fiance, whatever the case may be. That's a sign of borderline personality disorder. Oh, I didn't know you could roll onto that ledge. Interesting, the things I learn. All right, let's get this guy to come up here so we can do the parry. This is where it's very useful to know how to parry. You can fall to your doom trying to backstab these guys. Obviously. In New Game, I generally... Did I kill them in one backstab? I can't remember. Maybe not. One backstab and one hit. In this case, it requires one additional hit. Oops. I meant to roll, but I just didn't get around to it. And again, be careful. Oh, the flamberge. Nice. That's a good weapon. You can push this guy onto that pressure plate and activate it, and then it could shoot him, kill him, and then start shooting you, because he'll probably die after the first hit if you've already hit him and pushed him onto it. So something else about borderline personality disorder is the reason they get crazy when you try to leave is they have a fear of abandonment. And it's that fear of abandonment that can cause them to do some pretty extreme things. And yes, that will include... Oh, my bad. And yes, that, like I said, that will include possibly hurting you, or even in some cases trying to kill you or hire someone to kill you. I think most women that kill their husbands or boyfriends are probably borderline. I can't guarantee that, but I would imagine the majority are borderline personality disorder women. And I think that's what leads them to kill you, because they have such an intense desire and feel and need to not be abandoned that they feel like, well, if you're going to leave them, then the only real solution is to kill you. Of course, that doesn't make any sense, but that is true for some of these women. Now, the good news is most of these women are just too weak and pathetic to actually go through with it, thank goodness, because you don't want them going through with it. You don't want them killing you. Obviously, right? Oh, darn it. I was hoping that other one wouldn't see me already. I could try this, but it's going to be risky. Okay, I took one hit, but whatever. Wasn't too bad. Could have been worse. I always forget about Onion Bro there. Sigmund, whatever his name is. Now, some of these may be very codependent. She may feel like she needs you and can't live without you. She may stalk you and your new girlfriend if you get one. She may suffer from depression and anxiety. She may have extreme anxiety where after a particularly nasty fight where she's physical, or she gets as close to physical as she typically would get. You'll know her. You would have spent time with her. She will tend to apologize profusely afterwards. This is one of the signs that you're dealing with a borderline and not a narcissist, is that she gets profusely apologetic. She says, she acknowledges what she did. She acknowledges that she was acting improperly. She's sorry for what she did to you. She tells you she'll never do it again. She tells you that she'll get help. Borderline women typically recognize that what they're doing is wrong and bad. They won't necessarily admit that to others. They will admit it to you to try to win your affection back or try to make sure that you don't leave them. Narcissists, although occasionally will feign an apology, the apologies are very dry and weak and very generic. A borderline, one thing you'll often hear borderline women say, and this is a really common one, guys, so listen to this. After the fight, after she hits you, after she screams and throws things at you, she'll say, I'm really, really sorry. I just get really worked up and I get really angry and I don't know what comes over me. I don't know what comes over me. That's a really common phrase that you'll hear. I don't know what goes on in me. I don't know what happens with me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happens in my head. I don't know what came over me. I don't know why I feel that way. I just get so emotional. Some phrasing like that, depending on the girl. That's how she'll say it. She'll say that she doesn't understand what's going on with her and why she feels the way she does. Oh, I tried to dodge. I failed. Okay, let me see if I got the covetous gold server. Yeah, okay, so there's really nothing down there we need. Let's turn this so that it harmlessly falls outside the fortress. By the way, this is where you can send it to break that door where that dude was standing to get to Logan, Big Hat Logan. I think if you just keep running, it won't hit you. Yeah. I'm usually a little more cautious there. In this area, this is what I like to call the FU FromSoft. Because right towards the end, as you're about to get towards the end, they give you a few instances where you can fall off the ledge and die. What a bunch of punks. Instant death areas. When you've come this far, that's mean. Now, I typically don't use the R2 of this because it's a 3-point attack. It's split into 3 attacks, and it just takes so long that I'm worried that I'm going to get hit in the process. I can't always stagger them. There we go. Yeah, make your noise, whatever. So when she apologizes and tells you how she doesn't understand what came over her, she doesn't know why she acts that way, she feels like she loses control. That's another thing they often say. I just get so mad I lose control. I just get so mad I just get so mad I... Expect to hear that. I just get so mad. That's what borderlines do. They get really angry. They don't know why, they don't know what to do about it, but they get really angry and they take it out on you because they don't know what else to do. Borderlines, if they're not in a relationship, will take it out on roommates. So if you're a woman watching this, I don't know why you would be, but hey, welcome. If you're a woman watching this, you may have female roommates doing this to you. Most borderlines are women. I've never personally met any guy I thought was borderline. I think it has something to do with the wiring in the brain. Yes, the wiring in the brain is different for men and women. Yes, it is. Don't believe the millennial lies of fake millennial pretend science that tells you that men and women are the same and the only difference is in how we're raised. No, there are plenty of biological differences, including in the brain. Our brains work differently. They just do. You can't change that. It'll never not be the case. Let's see. Let's go ahead and reverse our Halloween and Kindle. I'm offline though, so we won't get invaded. But yeah, those are the explanations she'll give you. I don't know what comes over me. I just get so angry. I just get so emotional. And the thing to keep in mind about the bipolar versus borderline, and this is important, that's why I want to stress it. With bipolar, you can get her help. She can take medications in, what do they call that? Behavioral counseling to try to, it's something about changing your behavior, behavioral modification. Try to teach her what to do when she feels her manic modes versus her lows, how to handle the highs and lows of her disorder. And let's see. Oh, okay. Whew. I thought I missed it. But with borderline, there's no, to my knowledge, there's no medication for it, and I don't know if there's really anything that will fix it. Why did I think he had twinkling? Why did I think that? Let's see. I'm just gonna hang on to one of those. Just for the future, you never know. And just in case I need something, I'm gonna have enough to max out one thing with Titanite shards. They're cheap. Oh, shoot. I meant to fall over there and get the sniper thingy. Well, let's try that again. We'll do that again. So, borderline, I gotta tell you, the one thing that borderline and narcissist share in common is that you should just avoid both. Avoid and get away. I can't put it any simpler. I don't think you can... the narcissists definitely are unfixable, in my opinion, in the opinion of quite a few psychologists and psychiatrists. Nobody has what they think is a real solution for it. Some people think that maybe you can try to manage it, but I don't think that's really a realistic possibility. I think if she has narcissism, just that's it. That's what she has. That's the way she's going to be. Get away from her. And as one quite well-known psychiatrist, female psychiatrist, said, narcissists should date other narcissists, and we should all avoid them. Let narcissists screw each other over and screw up each other's lives. Don't let them screw up yours. Okay? Avoid a narcissist woman at all costs. I would say the same thing about a borderline personality disorder woman. I don't think there's really much you can do about it. Maybe with enough medication to balance out her emotions and enough behavioral modification, it could become... it maybe could become manageable. But do you want to put your life, your stability of your life, your own freedom into the maybe it'll work category? Because when she gets really, really angry and starts beating you up and attacking you, and then when she scratches her own face and calls the police and tells them that you did it, and then you get sent to jail, is it worth it? Oh, I forgot to get the key for that, but whatever. No, of course not. It's not worth it. It's just not worth the risk. Guys tend to have this scarcity mindset. The scarcity mindset is, I better keep the girl I have because I don't know if I'll ever find another one. Or if I do find another one, she won't be as good as this girl. She won't be as pretty. She won't be as good in bed. She won't be, you know, whatever. It's the notion that you better stick with what you got. You better keep what you have because you don't know if you can find anything else. That's a scarcity mindset. Same thing with jobs. I can't quit this job. I don't know if I'll ever find another one. I better just deal with this shitty job and this crappy boss and this shitty pay. When in reality, you could easily, within a couple weeks at most, find another higher paying job with a better atmosphere. But we tend to have scarcity mindsets. Have an abundance mindset. Dang, I just showed up. Jeez. Didn't even give me a chance to respond here. Let's do another bleed. Come on, another bleed. Where's that bleed? Where's that bleed? There it is. Well, oh, that wasn't even it. Get that all important Titanite chunk. Never know when you're going to need it. And with that, let's do it. In we go. So really, the strategy is the same for both. Avoid. And if you've made the mistake of getting involved with a woman who's a narcissist or a borderline personality, uninvolve. The more connected you are, the more planning you need to do. If this is a girlfriend that you see for dates, there's nothing to do, guys. That's it. Just, you're done. All you need to do is just stop seeing her. Just end it and hope that she doesn't, follow you around. Hope she doesn't stalk you. Can I bleed this guy? Maybe not. Doesn't look like it. He's gonna get back up. Yeah, I knew it. Oh shit! I didn't make it. Darn it. I couldn't quit out anyway. I have a summon. That sucks. Oh, okay. That was my fault, though. I can't blame the game for that one. I can take a look at my notes since I died here. Borderlines. Okay, so bipolars might scream and yell and act crazy during one of their phases, but typically their high phases tend to be more happy phases. Not always, but they tend to be happy. The lows tend to be more depressed and sad and don't feel like doing anything. She may not go to work. She may lose her job. She may end the relationship during a low because she kind of transfers the blame onto you. How can I kill that guy over there? Can I just... No, I don't think you can get over there. You can't walk on that area. Anyway, with the borderline, expect screaming, loud screaming, yelling, fighting. These arguments get volatile. They get intense. It's the kind of stuff you see in movies where everyone's screaming and yelling at each other. It's, like I said, violent. The more violent she is, the more dangerous she is to you. Not simply because... Oh, shoot. You know what? Am I not going to be able to get Tarkus now because I'm not in human form? Darn it. Let's do this. Watch what I'm about to do. Oh, shit. I almost rolled off the... Again, that would have been really bad, huh? Bye-bye. This way I don't have to pop any more humanity. Because I've already got the humanity on me, And I don't want the chance I'll just lose humanity unnecessarily. That would suck. Oh, that was already kindled. That's right. Bonfires retain their kindling. I forgot. So, you know what would have been a great idea? To run around all the bonfires before coming into this New Game Plus and just kindle them up to 20. But, I don't need all the bonfires to 20. Some bonfires I barely even use. So really, at the end of the day, the easiest way to tell you how to handle narcissists in borderlines is just don't be involved with them. Now, what do you do if you live together and your names, both of you have your name on an apartment lease? You're both in on a house, you're married, you got kids, you got retirements that are going to be part of a divorce. Here's what you need to do. You need, if possible, to secure another place to live that you'll move out to covertly. Before you do that, just be patient, be calm, act like everything's normal. Don't have this air about you like you got this, you're winning. Don't act any differently than usual. Engage her in arguments like you always do, but try to keep them calm and collected. Record. If you can set up covert cameras to record her legally, do so. You should be able to do that in your home. But run all this by your lawyer, because you have a lawyer. Guys tell me all the time, well, man, Fox, I can't afford to pay. No, you cannot afford not to have a lawyer. A lawyer may cost you $10,000, $15,000. Not having a lawyer may cost you $110,000 over the course of your child's life with unnecessary child support, unnecessary alimony, a bum deal when you split your earnings and she just took the house and took the car and took everything, and you thought you were getting an okay deal because you just don't know what you're doing. Trust me, guys, get a good male lawyer who will fight for you. And tell him what you need. Tell him what you want. Talk to him about your needs and your wants. Don't just let him run the show. Make sure he knows you care, you're following, you're paying attention, you have your demands, you have what you need, you have what you want out of the relationship, out of the divorce. I'm going to let my stamina come back a little. Oh, I think we'll get him this time. Did I bleed him? Looked like it, because I did... Oh, no, that was just Tarkus hitting him at the same time. Tarkus, come on, hit him. Don't be lazy, dude. What are you doing? There we go. He came through right at the end there. Bye, Tarkus. I appreciate everything you did for me. Bye. So you get that lawyer and you plan your escape. Tell him she's very volatile. She's very violent. She might call the police and try to get me in trouble, or tell him if she's done it before. Be prepared for the fake protection order request. Be prepared for the denial of custody of your children. Be prepared for the fake abuse allegations, the fake child abuse, the fake sexual abuse. All those fake allegations come up. It's cookie cutter, standard, by the books, regular procedure, par for the course. Women just do all that bullshit. It's just normal. So get ready for it. They're going to call the police. They're going to file fake reports. They're going to call, the child hotline to report abuse. They do all that bullshit. They almost always do. Every hotly contested divorce and custody battle, they follow the standard procedure. She plays victim. She cries. She tries to get everyone to think that she's just innocent little poor victim woman who got beaten by the big bad mean man. They all do it. I've talked to so many men in person. These are guys I know in real life. Always the same story. I go to these group meetings. I'm not going to tell you what it's called, but I go to these groups. It's not therapy, okay? But I go to these groups and guys talk about their stories. It is almost always the same. Bitter end to the marriage. Whether they file for divorce or the woman files is irrelevant, actually. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is that you file in your jurisdiction before she can get away and file in a different jurisdiction. Keep it where you are. You don't want to have to travel across states. You don't want to have to travel, 14, 15, 20 hours just to get to court because, then court gets canceled the morning of. Yes, this happens all the flipping time. Believe me. So, let me see. Cannot reinforce any further. Shouldn't it be far? No, yeah, further is correct. All right, let's... Oh, you know what? I want that Corbin Iron Golem. I do. I definitely do. Okay. No, we're not going to pop anything. We're going to keep on rolling. So, plan your escape carefully and quietly. Do not tell her she's borderline personality disorder. Do not tell her she's a narcissist. Don't post it on Facebook. Don't post it on social media. Don't tell anybody that you have even the slightest hint of a possible suspicion might tell her. Keep it as quiet as possible. And by that, I mean, do not tell anybody that you don't absolutely have to. Try not to even tell your best friend if you don't trust them. Because you will be shocked, absolutely shocked, guys, how many men will take the side of a woman because she's a woman, even if they knew you first. Believe me, I was fortunate that in my situation, most of my male friends understood and were good friends of mine, and they didn't just automatically believe her lies and her games and her tricks. But a lot of guys will. I'm telling you, a lot of guys will just automatically take her side. A lot of guys, if you sit there and tell them, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, they will go, oh, well, I better let her know about this. Or, hey, I just want to give you a heads up. He's my best friend and all, but he's planning to do X, Y, and Z, and I just didn't want you getting hurt. Guys are pathetic like that. They'll swoop in, ready to get intimate with your girl. They'll swoop in the hopes that they'll get on her good side and she'll sleep with him. They will do this. Even your best friend. If you have to, you may have to end friendships that way. Don't be looking to end friendships, but be ready for that possibility. Quietly plan your escape with your lawyer, and the moment at which she realizes you're divorcing her shouldn't come until you've gotten out as best as you can and you've sent her notification through a process server. She should not know by anyone else telling her. You shouldn't tell her, your friends shouldn't tell her, her parents shouldn't tell her. Let her find out when she comes home from work one day, you're just gone, and then a process server shows up, hands her papers, and says, these are court documents, and she gets served her divorce papers. She should find out that way. Don't tell her, don't tip her off. Don't let anything tip her off. She should be absolutely taken aback, surprised, shocked. She should have no idea it was coming. That's the best case scenario for you. Oh, damn, he came all the way through. Tricky little guy. I'm surprised. You know, normally they roll off the ledge there and die. Okay, let's get through here. We'll cut this even though it doesn't matter really. Now hopefully this guy just comes at us here and doesn't start throwing daggers immediately. Darn it. That's going to be annoying because we don't have a shield. Roll off, roll off. What in the world? Oh, there we go. Okay. He did what he was supposed to do. He was a good boy. Roll off, roll off, roll off. Dumbass. All right. We almost made it. Almost made it. Okay, we made it. We're safe. So, you plan your escape silently. You get your money together. You get your finances together with the advice of a lawyer, because you want to be careful. You don't want something to look like you're hiding assets. You don't want to look like you're being deceptive. Know all the injunctions that go into effect once you file, because there's things you cannot do afterwards. Know what all the legal caveats are. Know what you can and can't do. Know what it means to move out of the house if you own it together. Make sure that that's not sacrificing any of your rights. If you need to go get a protection order on her, you absolutely have the right to request one, but I want you to be aware of something, guys. Typically, when the guy asks for a protection order, she will by default ask for one. Her lawyer will tell her to if she doesn't think about it. She'll turn around and ask for one, and because she's the woman, there's a really good chance they'll give it to her over you, just because she's the woman. That's not fair. It's not equality. It's discrimination. It's illegal. It's federally illegal to do that, but that's what they do. That's normal. It's par for the course. They hand out protection orders like they're handing out candy on a Halloween, and the vast, vast, vast majority go to women and are against men. And guess what they do? They throw the children on the protection order so that you're not allowed to even see your own kids unsupervised. So if you have to see your kids with some supervised friend of the court or guardian ad litem or whatever they call it in your state, then you got to do what you got to do, okay? Maintain as much contact with your kids as you can, even if you have to play their games. And because some guys are like, I ain't doing this supervised bullshit. I'm not, F that. I'm not doing that. Well, if that's the only way you can see your kids temporarily while you fight, do it. Your children will not understand you taking a stand that involves not seeing them. You got to take the stand that involves seeing them. As much as that can suck, as much as you have to give stuff up, as much as it can cost, let me tell you something. Paying for a supervised visitation is cheaper than the cost of your kids not seeing you for long periods of time, okay? Maybe even literally cheaper in the sense that they end up needing counseling because they were denied access to you and you didn't do everything possible to see them. Do everything possible to stay in your kids' lives as much as you can. Lives. I said lives. That also means that you're staying in their life to the extent possible when it comes to making medical decisions, their education, religious upbringing, everything. So don't fall away. Don't fall for that tactic where you start thinking, oh, this is just too expensive. I can't see my kids because it's costing me too much money to fight this battle. You got to. You got to. The only other choice is basically to abandon your children to a narcissistic, borderline personality disorder woman. Either or. you're abandoning your kids to a dangerous, volatile, emotionally abusive, physically abusive woman. You can't do that. You got to fight for them as best you can. You're probably not going to get full custody, but guess what, guys? If you even get partial custody, that's better than nothing. God damn, this area is such bullshit. You know that? I swear, this area can be such bullshit, you know? Let's try this again. Oh, I almost fell off right there by falling through the fence. Finally. I usually don't kill them. I usually just run by them because this area is bullshit. Come on. What the fudge? Right in the face. Let's try this again. Because they were already shooting at me. So, whoa, did you see the way that twists to come at me? Come on, that's bullshit too. Arrows don't twist in midair. That is... What are these, homing arrows? Alright. So, we're coming towards the end of this one, guys. We're going to be at this next bonfire and call it there. Again, if she's threatening self-harm, if she's threatening suicide, do not encourage it. Please don't text her back and say, yeah, do it. Don't do that. Because they have actually criminally gone after people for doing that. Remember that woman who was dating that young kid? I think they were real young, and she kept telling him to just do it, just kill himself, and blah, blah, blah. And they actually tried to, I don't know what the result was, but I think they tried to criminally charge her for encouraging him to kill himself. Oh my goodness. I was like a split second from death. Intense. It's like camping. It's intense. All right. Enough stupid jokes. Those are dad jokes, by the way. Do not encourage it, but keep this in mind. It is not your job to save her from herself. If you're worried about your children, record her threatening to kill herself, and then go get a protection order for your kids and say, I need temporary full custody of my kids until we can be sure that she's not going to slit her wrists and leave the kids unattended. That's a valid, legitimate, real concern for the safety of the children. If you can get your kids 50-50 while the divorce is going on, do it. Okay? Definitely do it. If you can't get as much as you can, you need to get some sort of temporary custody arrangement in place ASAP. Do not leave her with the kids full time all the time and then try to come get them on the back end, because the court loves to go, well, since she was the primary caregiver, blah, blah, blah. And then they screw you over with every other weekend bullshit. To where you end up being a visitor to your own children, and your ex's new boyfriend, who's been convicted of some felonies, he plays more of a role in your children's lives than you do. Your ex's parents, brother or sister, boyfriend, live-in guys, whatever, they're likely to see your kids more than you do. And yes, that is effed up beyond belief. But that's what some of these really, really sexist, discriminatory judges do. They turn the actual father into a 4 days a month visitor. And then tell him that he has to pay all this money because she can't afford to raise the kids. Well, if she can't afford to raise the kids, then he can give them to him, and she can be the visitor. That's what would make sense in a world where there's equality and fairness. But of course, this isn't about equality and fairness. This is about female superiority. This is about female supremacism. This is about the feminine imperative. Why do family courts rule in this way? Because it's in the best interest of the women, not the children. It's obviously not in the best interest of a child to be denied access to his father or her father. Obviously. It's definitely not in the best interest of any child to see his or her father 4 times a month. That is never in the best interest of a child. Well, except for the extremely rare case where he is actually abusive, not allegedly abusive. They love to make false accusations of abuse. That's not actual abuse. I'm talking substantiated, evidence-based abuse. Not, well, she says that he does this, and never mind the fact that they're in a bitter custody battle where she stands to gain from making accusations, and we're just going to pretend like we should take these accusations seriously, even though it's clearly being done to gain an advantage in the divorce and custody battle. I think anytime an accusation of abuse is made to one of those child abuse hotlines, they should always ask the standard question: is there any court action currently? Is there any current court action on this, such as a divorce or custody battle? That should always be a standard question. I don't know if it is anywhere, but it should be. They should always know up front: are these two parties, where one is accusing the other of abuse of the child, are these two parties involved in a custody dispute? Because if they are, that's a relevant factor that needs to be investigated. A very relevant factor. Okay, sorry guys, I told you that we were going to end it with this bonfire. We really do need to now. I'm Fox with FoxeoGames. Thanks for joining me. This was a really great episode. I got to a lot of good meat content. Love going on some tangents occasionally that are useful. I hope you guys have learned something about borderline personality disorder, a little bit about narcissism in this one, in the previous episode, and then also the bipolar. Remember guys, if she ain't worth it, she ain't worth it. If the juice isn't worth the squeeze, get another lemon. If that lemon, abundance mindset. There are always more women. Don't ever settle for these crazy women. Don't think crazy is beautiful. Crazy is not beautiful. Crazy is crazy. Crazy is dangerous. Crazy is violent. Crazy is ugly. So don't believe the Luke Combs or Luke Bryant. I can't remember who it was. She's crazy, but her crazy is beautiful to me. No, bullshit. Crazy is never beautiful, okay? Don't fall for that beta blue pill music telling you to celebrate a woman's instability. Don't ever celebrate a woman's instability. Get away from it. All right? Make sure to follow me on Twitter, guys. That's where I'm most active. If you want to ask me a question in private, DM me on Twitter. My DMs are open. You can find the link in the description. I really thank you for joining me. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell icon. Select all videos to always be notified. And also give the video a like or a dislike. If you want thumbs up or down, leave your comments below. I do read them all. And I will see you guys in the next episode of Dark Souls Remastered: Predatory Women. Later.